Tigers also loses for the first time this year. And now Ray Meyer and his DePaul Demons are #1, and they put it on the line today with an unbeaten 14-0 record. NBC Sports and TBS present the best in college basketball. This afternoon, it's the Bengal Tigers of LSU versus the #1 ranked DePaul Blue Demons. Brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. We'll bring you the better idea cars and trucks for the 80s. By Michelob Light. After all, it's simply.
And now let's give a welcome to NBC.
By Gillette Track 2. The guys who use the twin blade Gillette Track 2, no other blade will do. And by Allstate Insurance Companies, you're in good hands with Allstate. Chicago, Illinois, the home of #1 ranked DePaul, and it is jammed to the rafters today as the Blue Demons put their unbeaten record on the line. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Cricky, joined today by Al McGuire and by Billy Packer. And glad you can be with us for a big game day on NBC. The #1 team in the country, DePaul, really revved up and ready, unbeaten. Going against LSU, a team, Billy Packer, that at the outset of the season, 2 polls had as the #1 club in the country.
Well, they are a great team, tremendous potential, and I think the 3 losses they have in their conference has made them a better team and probably prepared for today. In Duran Macklin, we're going to see a guy they call Rudy. He's a composite player. He does everything well and fundamentally super sound. And then in Scales, Dwayne Scales, a 6'9" guy that's going to be playing guard today. He can shoot from out there, and of course, coming in, he's a great rebounder.
All right, Billy, Coach Al McGuire, your old friend Ray Meyer has the #1 team in the country right now. He went to the Final Four with the same unit last year, and they're a lot better right now.
Well, they got the 3 freshmen that complement them, plus they got the confidence. They're strong, and they go the way that Mark McGuire goes. He's great inside the paint. He plays at 6'7", but he's really 6'10", because he got a heavyweight body. He'll bake and shake inside when he gets the ball. If he doesn't get the basket, he'll come down with a foul shot anyway. But the man that I would stop if I was coach against DePaul would be Clyde the Glide Bradshaw. I think he's the head. You got to cut off the head for the body to die. He knows how to run the rhythm of the game. He's the coach on the floor.
Very good, Al. We're set to go here at Chicago. We'll be back with the starting lineups after these messages.
Hey, you're sold out of Gillette Track 2.
Delivery's coming any second. But why should a busy man like you have to wait when this razor will do?
Gillette Track 2 shaves me closer and smoother than that. I'll wait.
Life is too short to wait. These will fit your Track 2 handle.
I know what I'm getting with Track 2 twin blades, but those, I'll wait. For Gillette Track 2.
Yeah, but
To guys who use Gillette Track 2, no other blade will do.
Track 2? We'll wait.
Right guard knows that in equally active situations, men and women don't perspire equally. Men perspire more. That's why men count on Right Guard. Right Guard is so strong, so effective, it helps stop a man's perspiration odor all day long. Yes, men and women don't perspire equally. And that's why men count on Right Guard. Strong, effective Right Guard. Because men perspire more.
If you're looking for a light beer with a full-bodied taste of your regular beer, your search will end with Michelob Light. The rich, full-bodied taste of Michelob Light. Don't just compare it to other light beers. Compare the taste to any beer you like. It's that good. Michelob Light. Compare the taste to any beer you like.
Yeah. Our new house is costing plenty, so Ted's painting it himself to save money.
Watch it.
Oh, well, we gotta save every way we can.
You can save 15% on Allstate homeowners insurance.
15%?
It's Allstate's biggest new house discount ever.
Your house is brand new, so you'll save 15% the very first year.
Boy, that'll buy a lot of paint.
Maybe some paint remover, too.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
gentlemen, this is Jim Rebant, and now here's today's starting lineups. First, the Tigers of LSU. At 1 forward, a 6'7" junior from Louisville, number 40, Durand Rudy Macklin. At the other forward, a 6'5" freshman from Baton Rouge, number 32, Howard Carter. At center, a 7-foot senior from Baton Rouge, number 41, Rick Maddock. At one guard, a 6'9" junior from Dallas, 31, Dwayne Scales. At the other guard, a 6-foot junior from Baton Rouge, number 21, Ethan Martin. The Tigers head coach, Dale Brown. And now for our number 1 Blue Demons. At 1 forward, 6'7" sophomore, Chicago, 24, Mark Aguirre. At the other forward, 6'9" senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, 11, James Mitchum. In the middle, 6'9" freshman, Chicago, 32, Terry Cummings. At one guard, 6'2" sophomore, Chicago, 44, Skip Dillard. At the other guard, 6-foot junior from East Orange, New Jersey, 23, Clyde Bradshaw. The Demon head coach, the Hall of Famer, Ray Meyer.
So we're just about set to go. 66-year-old Ray Meyer in his 38th season as head coach of DePaul with his best team yet. We'll be back to watch them in a moment.
Mustang, America's most popular sports car. Sleek, sure-footed, aerodynamic. Mustang! Slice through the wind in a world of high mileage at a price that makes real horse sense. Mustang! Ride with a thoroughbred Ford Mustang. Mustang! A sports car for the 80s.
Taste Sheraton. Taste Sheraton.
Come to a Sheraton.
I love the taste of Sheraton's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheraton, you've got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheraton worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste!
With Al McGuire and Billy Packer, Don Trickey back at Alumni Hall, Chicago. Here's our officials for today's game with top-ranked DePaul going against LSU. Richie Weiler from the Big Ten, Jerry Yarbrough from the Southeast Conference, Bill Robinson from the Big Ten.
I don't believe in split officials. I think they should either have 3 from one conference or 3 neutral officials from an outside conference.
I think in fairness to the officials, Don, it's not fair to say what conference they're from, because I think that leads speculation that maybe they're going to pull for a certain team, and these guys are way above that.
What we finally did at Marquette in some of our road games, we would bring Big Ten officials with us, and when that team visited us in Milwaukee, they'd bring their conference officials with them.
Here's the LSU Bingo Tigers starting lineup. Macklin up front. They're going to put Scales at 6'9" on the back line. They're going to put Howard Carter, a freshman who goes to the moon. High C Carter, the forward. McGuire and Mitchum, the front line players for DePaul, with Cummings, a big, powerful center, young but good. Dillard and the man Al McGuire calls the key, Clyde Bradshaw in the back line. DePaul ranked #1 in America. Final 4 team a season ago. It's a young team. Lead to McGuire, and Mark McGuire puts it right on down off an assist from Bradshaw.
And there you saw Rudy Macklin actually control the tap and tap it backwards into the wrong person.
Ethan Martin, the point guard for LSU. DePaul in a zone defense, firing over it is Carter, and it does not go, and the ball comes back in.
Macklin's hurt. He's down. It looked like he twisted his ankle on the very first rebound attempt.
You'll recall, Billy, a season ago at the outset of the season, he went out for the year with a broken foot. He missed all of last season, or virtually all of it. Here's an All-American player, Rudy Macklin, going down.
And here's we'll see it right under there. Good push off inside. Everybody battling early. Right there is where he came down on the foot. We didn't see exactly whether he stepped on somebody's shoe, but he's really in some pain, and it's going to be a shame if we can't see him perform. He's one of the best players in the country.
I believe he came down on Cummings' foot.
That's what it looks like. It looks like an ankle situation. Of course, Dale Brown has to be really concerned because this fellow was out last year.
I would say he'll probably come in with Cook.
Well, here he has Cook on the sideline. Tough break for LSU, obviously.
Here's another angle, Billy, after Carter took the shot. Let's see if we can catch his foot on the ground. No, we missed it again.
He's down, and you can see the pain that the young man's in. Really hate to see that early in the ball game. You hate to see it any time because he is a great player, and this would be his first display on national TV.
He was a key player yesterday as LSU went to Knoxville and knocked off Southeast Conference leader Tennessee, the Vols' first loss in the conference.
Really put some pressure on him offensively now because Scales is really the only outside perimeter shooter there. Cook hasn't been a big scorer all year.
Ray Myers says he hopes that LSU wants to run with his team. They like to go. Both these teams can open it up. There is Scales, that big outside shooter who's got the soft touch.
Yeah, he can fill it up. Definitely pro material.
2-2 game.
Both teams playing zone on this small court with all the size we have out there. It makes it tough.
Right back up, and DePaul takes a 4-2 lead. By Bradshaw, a 6-foot guard getting his first points. Now Cummings comes down to basketball for DePaul. Up court he goes to Aguirre. Mark Aguirre one-on-one with Carter, tries to get it down low off the baseline. With James Mitchum inbounds, it'll come to the Blue Demons of DePaul.
How many times we talk about guys with great hands? That catch that Aguirre made only is made by the super player.
They say, Alan Dilly, that he has improved remarkably since the outset of this season. They don't know how good he can get. He's only a sophomore. Bradshaw takes it inside, feeds out to a sharpshooter from outside. Skip Dillard. You'll see that often. Bradshaw's a penetrator. Dillard's a fire-out guy. He can gut it from 15, 18 feet off on the flank. Now right back the other way, Ethan Martin. Back there to go, and Cummings rebounds for the ball. Quick lead pass to Bradshaw.
Oh, another great catch.
Mitchum can't get it to go, and down with the ball is Cook. Ethan Martin searching out, looking for a free man down court. Control break LSU. Bengal Tigers come in with a 10-3 record. Picked in 2 preseason polls to be #1 in the country at the end. Here's Scales hitting again from the outside.
And Cook with dribbling penetration. Now, one of the things the fans ought to watch is Clyde Bradshaw playing the top position in this 2-3 zone. He wanders around looking for steals.
They prefer to go inside against the zone, even though they hit the first 2 shots from the outside. They'll try to get the ball to Mark Aguirre underneath.
They've got Rick Maddock in the middle. LSU does. The ball again hits up the baseline. Mitchum getting his point of the game. It's an 8-4 game. Rather Cummings getting it off. Up and down, and he is now at his first. It's an 8-4 game. 17:27 left to play in the first half. Scales puts up his third shot, his first miss. Rebound down to Skip Dillard. On the right flank is Bradshaw. Lead pass to Clyde. Bradshaw to the basket. Back up. And again, Cummings puts it up. Well, DePaul with that front line power keeps hitting those boards, following up shots, and the Blue Demons open up a 10-4 lead. They're up and cheering the #1 ranked team in the country, the Blue Demons of DePaul, with 17:10 left to play in the first half. DePaul has taken a 10-4 lead back in a moment.
Okay, guys, no kidding. What'd you think of my catch? Hey, first things first. 3 Michelob Lights? Michelob Light? Sure, me too. I'll have a Michelob Light.
The rich, full-bodied taste of Michelob Light. Compare it to any beer you like.
This Michelob Light's sensational. Now tell me, should I have my fish mounted?
No, put it on a bun.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste to any beer you like.
Yeah. What's so great about the IBM Series 3 copier? Easy. At the touch of a button, it can make a same-size copy or a reduced-size copy. It can copy on one side of your paper or 2. If you want lots of copies, it's fast. And the quality of the IBM Series 3 copier is so good, it's hard to tell the copy from the original. Say goodnight, George. Good night, George.
Hi, I'm Janet Guthrie. If you're like me, you want engine protection up front.
And you want fuel economy back here. That's why you need Texaco's Haviland Supreme Motor Oil. In over 1 million miles of state trooper testing, it delivered proven engine protection. In fuel economy tests, it delivered unbeaten mileage. Trooper-tested protection up front. Backed by unbeaten mileage. That's Texaco's Haviland Supreme.
The Blue Demons of DePaul, ranked #1 in America, have come out firing, hitting, as you see, over 62% of their shots. They lead the game 10-4, 17-10 left to play first half. And, of course, today we'll be picking a player to receive the Most Valuable Player of the Game Scholarship Award. Ethan Martin, point guard, tries to take it inside, loops his shot up and down, and it's a 6-point on the board now for LSU, and they're down by 4.
This LSU is a good ball club. They're attacking that 2-3 zone, not losing their pace. It's a very difficult court to coach on.
Boy, that's 3 for 3 for Cummings. He did miss, I guess he's 3 for 4, but he's not afraid to take that shot on the baseline.
He's only a freshman, 6'9", 220, very strong and very aggressive. They say he goes flat out every practice, every game. Dives for every loose ball, whether it's the playoffs or whatever. Loves to play.
Mark Aguirre showed some really quick hands down on the sidelines here as he slaps that ball away. Look at him. Boy, for a big, powerful man, he plays such a smooth ball game.
Skip Dillard will jump toward DePaul. Ethan Martin will go up for LSU.
Looks like Bradshaw got a breakaway here. I called it, Coach.
Feed to Aguirre.
Oh, good hand.
Play by Carter. Dillard gets the free ball. Aguirre goes up, is rejected from behind, but he was fouled.
God, LSU was sleeping in there. The backcourt open.
We see that tap play. No, we're going to see it after the tap play, and this is something you won't see often. One, Carter steals it from Aguirre. Aguirre can't believe it. He gets it back, and the guy who blocked the second shot was called for the foul was Martin coming in from behind.
Aguirre was giving us a little bit of Hollywood there.
That's the second time now that LSU has been in trouble in a tap situation. The opening tap of the game they lost.
I think that the Assembly Hall here got them kind of whacked out. They haven't become accustomed to it.
Yeah, you used to come here every year with your Marquette teams. I don't think there's from a decibel level standpoint a lot of building in America, is there?
No, you can't communicate. You have to have that understanding before the game. Everything has to be prearranged.
Ethan Martin comes up quickly. It's a 14-6 game now. DePaul is in the lead. LSU gets it down low. Martin looking inside against the DePaul zone. It doesn't permit much in the lane. Backs over to the weak side. They go to the big man Scales, who's hit from the outside twice in this game. 6'9" out of Dallas, Texas. Down low to made it. Maddox puts the shot up.
Oh, good rebound by Cook and misses a bird.
Here comes DePaul on the run. Bradshaw leads the way, and Clyde Bradshaw takes it to the basket off glass. Couldn't get it down. And on the rebound, the man they call the Cookie Monster. Greg Cook gets the rebound. He gobbles up those rebounds. Here comes Martin. LSU starting to quicken the pace now. 15:41 to play first half.
I'm surprised Scales doesn't get in the side away from Bradshaw, because Bradshaw knows where he is at all times.
Here comes Mark Aguirre, the big, powerful sophomore from Westinghouse High School here in Chicago, but a violation. It comes back the other way.
He palmed the ball, got out of control. He's looking to pass it up too soon.
Don, we just got a report on Rudy Macklin. He's probably going to be out for the game. He's sprained his right ankle, and they have it under ice. So we probably won't see him the rest of the game, is the report.
Well, in a sense, that's good news because it looked like it might be a fracture. Right now, the preliminary diagnosis is just a sprain. Back in the LSU lineup zone. Here comes Bradshaw. Cross-court pass to Dillard.
Oh, Dale Brown made a great play for a visiting coach. There's no room whatsoever on the sidelines here. He was bringing a new player up to come into the game, and as he did, Bradshaw had no place to run and stepped out of bounds.
You don't think Dale worked that out, do you?
No, I don't think so, but it turned out to be a heck of a move on his part. Jordy Hochberg in the game is an excellent outside shooter.
Number 20 down low to automatic. Here's an outside shot. Ethan Martin hits again. And LSU comes back to within 6. Well,
I think what they have to do is start putting their aircraft carriers underneath the basket against the ball zone and fight for the rebounds.
Well, they say Maddox, who's 7 feet tall, about 270. You need a taxi to drive around here. He takes up the whole lane. Down the rebound of Scales off the defensive board. Here comes LSU on the break. Ethan Martin brings the ball up. And DePaul gets back nicely on defense. Jordy Helfberg from New Orleans. Good outside shooter with the ball right now. Goes to the baseline. He's called for a travel.
He moved his feet a little bit too fast. He was trying to drive the baseline. You can't do that against the zone. They have to get their patience, put their big men underneath, and start to make this kind of an alley ball game, just a physical type game.
It's going to be that way. There's a lot of big people out there, and they play hard. A lot of muscle.
Usually LSU has poor shot selection. So far, it's been average.
They're a very mercurial team. You're not quite sure what you're going to get when you play LSU. They can be great or flat. They've been up and down this season. They were outstanding yesterday, beating Tennessee at Knoxville. And Scales really reflects the way the team goes up and down. Some games he'll not score. Other games he just tears everything up.
Good patience here by DePaul. Still not getting that ball inside to Aguirre.
Well, Billy, there's really no room inside there.
Guys are so big.
They're almost touching hands underneath there.
So there's a foul call on Jordy Helfberg of LSU against Clyde Bradshaw. He penetrates, and DePaul will bring the ball inbounds with 13:55 to go. First half. 14-8, DePaul, #1 in America in the white uniforms in the lead. Bradshaw takes it baseline, and here's a blocking foul called on LSU's Howard Carter.
Howard Carter caught him with his knee.
Pretty good fake by Bradshaw, and he's under control all the time. Little pump fake, goes by. Carter really fell down and did not have him squared up. Good call.
If you join us late, one of the best players in America, the best player on the LSU team, Duran Macklin, down with an ankle injury. Diagnosis of sprain. Jim Mitchum hitting for DePaul, so we probably won't see Rudy Macklin again this afternoon for the LSU Tigers.
Jim Mitchum's the only senior that plays on DePaul.
Both young teams.
That Scales' range. Tough shot.
Dillard at 6'2", takes the defensive rebound down for the Blue Demons of DePaul and brings it up on the break. Off to Aguirre, who can fire from 20 feet even farther. Scales with another defensive board, and LSU brings it back the other way. Ethan Martin can't get inside against the DePaul zone, the 2-3 zone. So Martin fires again. He's hit 3.
They got to shoot from the outside, Billy. They're floating that zone back so tight. It's almost back to the foul line, which is 15 feet from the basket. There's college ball players should be able to hit a 17, 18-foot jump shot.
You saw Bradshaw that time almost like a scouting report. Going to let Martin have his shot and cut off a passing lane, but Martin's been hitting them so far.
Dillard lets fly. Rebound down to Maddox. The big center. 7 feet tall. Here comes Martin looking for the free man down court, but DePaul again shuts off the break, getting people back. So Helfberg guns over the zone and hits it.
Bradshaw and Dillard that time got confused at the top as to who was taking that side of the court. Martin wisely hit the free man.
Cummings with the ball. He scored 6 points for DePaul. The freshman center gets it back out to Dillard. Ethan Martin goes for the steal, but Cummings comes up with a loose ball for DePaul. Down low, Mark Aguirre averaging almost 25 points a game, and Aguirre gets it down.
Mark gets the ball inside the paint. It's automatically 2 points or a foul shot.
That's what all the coaches say. You get him down in the office and give him the ball, and he's going to get it. 2 points. Aguirre's so tough, and he's great at following up a missed shot and getting another try at it. Here comes Cummings ripping off a defensive board, and Aguirre at 6'7" leads the break. Down low to Dillard. Cummings comes in, tries to tip the ball, and there's a foul call.
Cummings a little bit on his back, Billy?
Yeah, I think he came over the top.
I hope by the second half that the kid can get back in the ball game.
So right now, with 11:40 left to play in the first half, DePaul is holding to an 18-12 lead. We'll be back in a moment. Later today at 3:30 Eastern Time, some of America's top Olympic hopefuls, including Dwight Stones and Houston McTeer, are going to compete in the U.S. Olympic Invitational track meet. As NBC continues its countdown to the 1980 Olympics with the best in track and field action today. With Billy Packer and Al McGuire, this is Don Crickey, courtside Alumni Hall, Chicago, Illinois, home of the #1 ranked DePaul University Blue Demons. They lead this game 18-12 over LSU, a club that comes in as defending Southeast Conference champion with a record this year of 10-3. DePaul with a good control game, going hard to the basket when there's an opening, LSU having to fire from the outside against a good DePaul zone that's permitted very little inside.
Well, I think what LSU is going to do now, they're going to overload one side of the zone and look for the corner shot. There they are. They're overloaded to the left. That's it.
With the crowd so close to
Jody
you,
will get the shot. Excuse me.
It's not.
There it is.
It's not a matter that the court is smaller. It's just with the confines closing in on you, you don't feel like you have that room to operate.
Billy, you interrupted me that time.
That was a good call.
I told exactly what was going to happen. It happens so seldom.
You've had a couple already today. Halberg takes a look down low. Here's Scales, a tough shot as he had a fadeaway against the defense and puts it right back up, and Scales now brings LSU back to within 4, 18-14.
He has an active body. He gets off the ground real fast.
He also got a big body. A lot of size, 6'9", 218 pounds.
They thought they had the best team in the nation last year, but Scales got a little problem with majors, and they had to sit him out for the NCAA tournament.
Bradshaw goes into Teddy Grubb. A freshman is in the game. Here's Bradshaw, point guard out of East Orange High School in New Jersey, where he led his high school to a state championship before coming to DePaul. Very heady player, uses both hands, always looking so quick to pass it inside if it's an open man there. Here's Grubb out to Dillard.
Coach Meyer must have told him, get the ball to Mark Aguirre.
Grubbs is a good offensive player. Cummings can't get the tap. That was Grubbs shooting and missing. Then the follow-up miss, and here comes LSU down the floor. Ethan Martin looks into the corner, goes to Howard. I.C. Carter. Player Dale Brown thinks can be as good as they've ever had at LSU.
That's a good rebound by Cook, though, because it's the first time offensively he really went to the boards. Aguirre so strong, hard to knock it out of his hands. See the shot going up. The second one Carter's had wide open. There's Aguirre going in, using that body well. Good call on the foul.
Grubbs gets it outside to Dillard. Here's Bradshaw. Cummings comes across the lane. DePaul moving people back and forth against the LSU zone defense. Ray Meyer, Al, says this court is really full size. So it just looks smaller to everybody.
I think he's turning you on.
So now we got a 94-footer here. Here comes Ethan Martin, 3-on-1 break. Lead pass man on the right is Jordy Helfberg, and he takes it right to the basket and puts up 2 more. It's now a 2-point game as LSU is down by just 2 points, 18-16.
That's a wise play that time by Ethan Martin when he made the defensive man play him, so he got the 3-on-2 situation perfectly.
Billy, I bet you a quote that Aguirre gets the ball this time down.
He's got it right now.
No, he has to get it inside.
Lots of people looking at it.
They'll flow to this side, then he'll come across the basket.
Jordy Helfberg comes over the ball again. LSU gets the break, but it's 3-on-3, so Ethan Martin pulls up against Skip Dillard. There's Cook giving a free shot. Not a good outside shooter. They gave him a free one, couldn't get it to go. Grubbs up court, gets it to Bradshaw. 2-on-2 break. Live Bradshaw weaving in and out, and elects to set it up.
Boy, Grubbs and Cummings are quite a pair of freshman bookend forward centers, aren't they?
Be around for 3 more years.
Fine players.
Bradshaw gets a free one, and with the left hand, he knocks down the jump shot, and LSU trails by 4 as DePaul leads 2016.
Glide to glide. Bradshaw reminds me a lot of Walt Frazier. A little bit shorter, but as a
really does.
He plays with no emotion on his face.
With that great first step, too, going for the ball. Steals a lot of balls. Here's the shot up and down.
Scales really doing a job inside, both offensively and down on the other end of the floor, playing his share on the defensive board.
He's now scored 8.
He's picking up for Rudy Macklin, knowing that his other star performer won't be with him.
Mark Aguirre lets the referee hit as he fires the ball down so he can shoot for the 3-point play.
Surprising at DePaul, when Mark Aguirre starts to get the hot hand, no one else shoots. They keep the ball going into him every time down.
Well, you know, you want to let the sleeping dog lie, and there was a case Aguirre hadn't touched it much, and Scales put his hand right through his nose on that jump shot. Really, might have been a 2-shot foul.
Well, you know, I said at the top of the show, he registered at 6'7". He plays around 6'10" because of the size of his body. He's a space eater, and if you look at his rear end, it is truly about 2 axe handles wide.
I wouldn't want to get him angry. And that's what Scales might have done in that play.
Said he was going to go to Marquette till Coach McGuire won a national championship and retired.
Well, maybe I returned if he'd come.
8:15 left to go in the first half. It's a 23-18 game. DePaul, and we'll be back at Alumni Hall in a moment. There's a great basketball doubleheader next Saturday on NBC. First, Albert King leads the exciting Terrapins of Maryland against Rich Branning and Kelly Tribuca and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Followed by key regional matchups from around the nation all next Saturday on NBC. You're heading back to South Bend, aren't you?
Yeah, next week, Maryland, and I think that Albert King is the premier junior in the country. I want the fans to know that behind that word DePaul is a wall. It's about 9 feet from the baseline on both ends of this court.
And there's 3 rows of people in front of that, so you don't have much room.
Good job by Cook handling the ball against the press.
Martin taking it inside, took a step on the ball, and it goes back over to DePaul.
Boy, it's nice when you've got a 6'9" guy take the ball out of bounds and make the good lead pass, get it to the guy you want to have it, and all of a sudden Martin lets it get away.
That's the amazing thing when you watch the athletes evolve and progress. We pause for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WTWO, Terre Haute.
Scales going to the basket, had a slam dunk off the break to hit the back of the rim. It doesn't go.
Oh, maybe he was thinking about his teammate getting hurt down this end earlier in the game.
This is a perfect fast break opportunity. Ethan Martin lays it up there. Couldn't have been a better pass. How Scales missed it. I think he just kind of misjudged how far away he was from the basket.
He had his legs tucked in. I give him a 4.5.
Right position. Talking about the athletes of Allen, used to be a guy 6'9", stood in the middle, and you hope he could handle the ball. Somebody threw it to. Now they bring it up the court in the break.
Well, this is the court that George Mikan made famous. A great All-American.
He couldn't play here in his court.
This school?
I know at this school, but not on this court.
This court, George tilted it one side or the other as he went up and down.
He came in here 38 years ago, 1942, and Ray Myers was the first-year coach then. You know that Ray Myers at 66 not about to retire this kind of challenge. Mark Aguirre guns it down with 7:26 to play. It's 25-18 DePaul.
They're staying in that 2-3 zone.
Holtberg shoots and hits. Left-handed sharpshooter. Gets it down.
He's flooding the zone one side or the other and doesn't waste any time at all putting it up when he gets it in his hands.
Only senior who plays president of LSU. Maddox comes down with the ball. Ups it over to Scales. Here comes Ethan Martin, who quarterbacks the team. He's had a problem getting inside against the quick DePaul guards on defense. And Brewers double up on the ball in that zone.
Well, they're giving ground. They're backing up right around the foul line. Nobody can get inside.
When Scales gets that ball, he knows what he wants to do with it. He keeps it in the air.
This game's going to be decided on muscle and foul trouble.
Well, we have a situation where Scales knows he's got to put it up quite a bit more without Macklin in the ball game, so it puts an awful lot of pressure on him. Maybe taking more shots than he would normally.
He could pass now and then, though. Looks like he got varicose veins in the arm.
Dillard fires it up. Skip Dillard gets an open shot. He hits it. 4 points for Dillard, 27 for DePaul. Earlier today, President Carter made an important announcement about the U.S. involvement in the upcoming Moscow Olympic Games on Meet the Press on NBC. We'll have a replay of President Carter's announcement at halftime. Right now, it's 6:11 left to play in the first half. It's 27-20 DePaul.
Young Carter boy got hurt here.
Well, I think he got hit with a stray elbow. We'll see him on the inside.
Watch right here. Here
he goes up.
Whoop.
Boy, I guarantee, and that was Mark Aguirre's elbow. That'll make you sting a little bit.
That was a golden glove shot.
Now, we've got a situation here where, of course, he's got to come out of the game or Dale Brown's got to call a timeout. He's actually, looks like he's having more pain now that it's starting to...
Yeah, but he's hurt.
Yeah,
you got a full minute, Billy. There's no rush here. They should take the full minute.
Well, he's got to come out of the ball game
fine,
at this time.
But fine, you still got a full minute before you got to make a substitution.
He's trying to kneel down. I tell you, delayed action on that shot. He took quite a shot across the jaw.
Don, can we possibly see that again? Oh, here it is.
Is that every injured player out? You get a full minute to make a substitution?
Yes.
What if the guy starts to fake it?
Just...
Ooh, he really took a shot. Aguirre at about 2:35, it really puts a hurt on you.
You can tell when the guy's faking it. They usually stay in the ground about 5 to 6 seconds. They roll around.
He wasn't faking. We saw what he took.
Looks like it's going to be Cook going in for him. So they're going to really have a big back line in there now. Maddox, Cook, and Scale.
6'9", 6'9", and 7 foot.
And the 2 guards outside the 2-3 zone, Hulsberg and Martin. Bradshaw, Cooley whipping the ball around outside the LSU zone. 7-point lead for DePaul. The Blue Demons, the only unbeaten major college team in America, and ranked #1 in the country with their All-American Mark Aguirre firing from the corner, knocking the shot down.
Hey, Mark, you can't be serious with that shot. Holy mackerel.
You know what's so tough about defensing their ball club is everybody on the starting club has taken over 100 shots.
Watch. Mark is going to go at Scales now. They're going to go at each other. I guarantee the next time that Mark gets the ball, he's going to put it in Scales' face.
But I'll tell you another thing. Dale Brown's got to be happy the way Scales is playing. Look at that slam, and they call him for walking.
No basket on the play. It's 29-20 DePaul. He was traveling. Aguirre letting it rip from 25 feet, comes up short. Here comes LSU. Lead pass to Cook to the basket hard, and it's tipped away nicely. Dillard going at the ball, and Aguirre tipped it away.
Boy, Mark put that last one up in the men's room.
You notice that Cook does not really have the good hands in the open court area. He had that ball and couldn't make a play.
This kid can fill it up.
He's taking a bad shot there. Of course.
Bradshaw dishing off nicely, gives it inside to Aguirre, back over to Mitchum, and apparently Aguirre stepped down the baseline.
Real alley rat game developing now, Al. This looks like some guys wanting to go down into the city and play.
Well, it's a playground game. It has to be. It's going to be physical, as I said underneath, and the foul situation is going to determine who the winner's going to be.
DePaul, Chicago school, has this great #1 ranking team, primarily with Chicago talent. Well, you got more than a few good ones, Al, over the years.
Oh, I had Bo Ellis from Chicago, Lloyd Walton from Chicago. Shy puts out some great ball players.
Here we see the play once again. Bradshaw so clever on the break. Ethan Martin holding his ground, gets caught for reaching in right side.
LSU has to be careful here. It's near a blowout area. It's a 9-point spread. If he hits these 2, it's 11. So I think Ray will start delaying a little bit at that time. Force LSU out of their zone.
And here's an unusual statistic. This guy who's such a great basketball player this year has been to the line 46 times, only shooting 54%. And in your delay game, that is kind of surprising.
So DePaul opens up the 11-point advantage, 31-20 with 4:50 to play in the first half.
Carter just came back in, the fellow that took the elbow to the jaw.
Dale Brown looking on now. He needs a hoop very badly here. His Bengal Tigers from LSU, the defending Southeast Conference champions. They were 23-6 a season ago. Macklin went out early in the game with an ankle injury. Preliminary diagnosis, a bad sprain. It'll probably keep him out for the rest of this game. There's ice on it right now. Hultberg takes a look inside. DePaul swinging back nicely. That zone moving quickly to either side. Here's Aguirre going for the rebound. A foul call on Maddox. 7-footer got called.
Yeah, and Hultberg came in from the outside, tried to strip the ball, but Mark Aguirre is so strong. You'll see him right here. Watch this rebound. Beautiful block out by Aguirre. 2 hands on the ball. You almost got to foul him to take it away.
And Aguirre's got a set of wheels on him like Earl Campbell.
One of the problems with LSU at the present time is they're not putting any help on the offensive board. They're getting one shot, and that's all she wrote. You can't win that way, especially at Alumni Hall here.
Seems that this fellow's turned everything around since Scales put that hand up in Aguirre's face after the jumper. He's just been going crazy.
Well, you know, he missed the shot last year to take him to the final two teams. He missed a shot against, who was it, against Michigan State? Indiana State. And he said, I want to get Coach Meyer back there so I can take that shot again. So he's a confident young guy.
Good defense by DePaul.
Maddox down low, hooks it up, rebound, front for and a whistle. Elbow on Scales. He's fired an elbow looking for position.
He tries to block out. Now Dillard, although just a guard, Maddox got it inside, an easy shot. You see, Dillard is a very powerful young fella. His upper thighs are just really powerful for a guard, so it took everything Scales could do to move him out of the way.
Well, he played high school along with Mark McGuire. Then he didn't have the proper academic marks, so he had to go to a junior college in Wyoming. So he has 3 years eligibility left.
And now
counting this year.
Now you talked about foul problems, and LSU would really be hurting if Scales with his third has to come out of there, because it really doesn't give him any offensive punch. And he's going to come out right now.
Now coming into the game for LSU is Gus Rudolph, a 6'5 sophomore.
How will we be able to pick him out?
He and Telly Savalas go to the same barber.
You know, Don, you've been talking about the Southeastern Conference. That win over Tennessee yesterday was Tennessee's first loss in the conference. So with Kentucky, LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, they really have a great league down there.
Paul's got their win streak very much on the line today with this good out there LSU team. Then they go down to Alabama this week. That won't be easy.
A team that beat them on their home court in a game which I witnessed was well coached by C.M. Newton. Club that's coming on. Walking on Sims. LSU in trouble.
LSU, you better change from a zone to man-to-man. It's not working. You're down 15 points.
They're up and cheering at Alumni Hall as the #1 team in America. DePaul University has opened up a 15-point lead, 35-20 with 3:46 to play. And now DePaul plays a cagey game until it gets to Aguirre. Rebound down to Mitchum inside, and Rudolph ties him up.
I think there's any love lost between these two teams that really didn't know each other before about 40 minutes ago.
They're getting right after it. Going to cool off for a minute as we have a timeout on the floor. 3:39 left to play in the first half. We'll be back at Alumni Hall in a moment. And Jodan Baker stars in I Shy. That's all tonight on NBC. Right now on NBC, 3:39 to play first half. DePaul, #1 in America, leading LSU 35-20. Here come the Tigers of LSU, Ethan Martin. Leading them up court, but again, DePaul back in the zone.
That 2-3 zone really causing problems, only shooting 30% in the first half, as we saw on that figure before.
What LSU has to do, Martin is free at the top of the key because the guards are collapsing. He has to take the shot from there. It's a high percentage shot. Let it go.
Martin's hit 3 shots early in the game. Here's Rudolph putting it back up. Yes, Rudolph gets it down for LSU, and the Bengal Tigers trail by 13. 3:10 to go first half.
Both teams playing exactly the same defense. 2-3 zone.
LSU's going to start to run. Won't they? They'll try to get back in this.
Well, they have to create more play, and I think they have to go to man-to-man.
They get it down, way down. Bradshaw tipped it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. How about that, Al? There's your 3 officials. The referee waiting right on the play.
Bradshaw goes over to Dillard. DePaul opening up the lead now, takes his time looking for the shot. Kenny Grubb, the freshman, takes it down to the baseline and back outside of big James Mitchell. Paul staying in his zone defense. LSU in his zone defense despite the disparity in score 35. So here's a steal by Dillard. Going to take it himself. Reject.
Going to call it a basket.
Way to go.
Well, that was not a smart pass. Created a tough play for the receiver of the pass. Here, Maddox throws it out. Really not a good pass at all. And now you see Dillard go in there. City ball player creates a shot inside. Ball in the cylinder. Maddox smacks it away.
You cannot touch a ball in the cylinder. There's an imaginary cone that goes from the top of the rim all the way to the top of the field house. If you put your hand in there, it's a no-no.
They got cut. Now, shot up and down, 37-22, a 15-point lead again for DePaul.
Mitchum on a block out, trying to keep everybody off the boards, and so far he's been doing a good job. That time he got caught.
Mitchum is a transfer from Denver University.
And to score the goal.
It's only the 15 foul, so DePaul doing a good job staying out of foul problems.
Mitchum got the basket to make it 37-24 with 2:10 left to go in the first half. Now DePaul brings the ball inbound.
What's the problem with the turnovers here? I don't know. It must be at least 11 or 12 that LSU has already. A turnover is worth 4 points. 2 points you might get, and 2 points the opponent might get. It's the #1 statistic in basketball.
That's where Bradshaw, who has the ball now, so invaluable to DePaul because he steals the ball 4 or 5 times a game. Ray Meyer says he loses dribbling air if they get that ball near him on defense.
They'll try to get Mark Aguirre on the foul line right now. If you get the ball, he'll shake and bake and pick up a foul or a basket. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes.
10 points.
Don't worry about it. Hey, what happened with the foul?
He's not fast. 3 guys out, including a 7-footer, goes right to the hoop. 1:28 to play first half. 37-24 to DePaul in the lead. LSU with the ball. Gus Rudolph looks for a shot out to Carter.
You got to take it.
Carter guns it on down. Freshman from Baton Rouge.
They're really trying to force the ball inside too much. They got to loosen them up from the outside first.
Rudy Macklin hasn't even returned to the bench yet, so evidently they're working on that ankle, trying to get him ready for the second half if possible.
Here's Grubbs, the freshman from Martin Luther King High School in Chicago. Rebound down to Rudolph, tipped away. McGuire goes for the ball. Rudolph does and gets it over to Dillard. He goes to the basket and is fouled by Maddox.
Oh boy, Dillard took on the 7-foot kid, didn't he?
And Mark Aguirre going right down on the floor for the ball. This actually was LSU's ball here. Rudolph had it. Watch Aguirre go down there for it. Keeps it active. Passes off inside, and Dillard at a guard 6'1" or 2" just takes it right inside on a 7-footer.
Mark Aguirre is leading this game in floor burns. That's a new statistic.
Makes him even greater a player that'll go down on the floor and get it. We saw Joe Barry Carroll go down on the floor last week.
Yeah, this is a very young team, as we've been pointing out to Paul, ranked #1 in the country. How does a ranking that high this early in the season affect the young team? Is it a lot of additional pressure?
No, I don't think so, because they were close last year. You want to be #1. It gets you up for every game. I think the problem with DePaul is they play according to the competition. And they've had a lot of close games against clubs that are not in their class. And eventually that catches up to them.
Oh, great play by Aguirre.
Right, they beat Lamar by 2 points on a last-second shot by Dillard the other night.
Yep. Skip Dillard hit from the outside. Also, I think it was Illinois State was a close game, and Eastern Michigan was a close game.
See, Aguirre's feel for the game that time. He plays much older than his years eligibility-wise.
If I was Dale right now, I would play for 1 shot. Try to get in 9 down.
It's like that's what he's doing, and Bradshaw feeling it.
22 seconds to play.
He has his 2 stars out of the game, 1 injured and the other because of 3 fouls. There's 16 seconds. There it is on the top of the screen now. So I say they start their action with about 8 seconds. He doesn't have, he has to go in.
Yeah, they're behind. They're behind. He must take the ball inside.
Got to do your thing right now. There you go.
They got it. 3.
Can they go to their left?
They can go all over, putting on their head.
Well, what we have that's kind of interesting here is that everything's tied in the field goal standpoint. Neither team shooting a high percentage, but there's been a lot of aggressive play inside. And the free throws, what's amazing, and that's where DePaul has their lead. LSU has not gone to the foul line yet. 0 for 0, obviously. 9 for 11, good free throw shooting by DePaul.
And Billy, the spread in the game is 9 points.
That's right. So that's where it all lies, right on that foul line. That's what Dale Brown was talking about at the end of the first half, saying, hey, I got 3 guys hurt, haven't been to the foul line yet. Here we see the individual scoring, and nothing there that's important except for one thing. There's one guy's name that's not up there at all, and that's Rudy Macklin, who was hurt on the very first rebound of the game and didn't see further action and won't.
The other statistic thing that's important is there's 3 fouls on Maddox and 3 fouls on Scales. On DePaul, the only guy with 3 fouls is Cummings.
Mark Aguirre leads them all, and when he got hit in the face on that jump shot, he just went wild for about 4 or 5 minutes, and that's been the story.
Rand Macklin came out at halftime, but he was limping badly and had no shoe on his injured foot. To start the second half for the Tigers of LSU. There is Macklin coming out, so you can see that he's got a real problem with that right foot.
Yeah, it's all over. It's all she wrote for this day.
And remember what happened at the opening tap of the ball game. LSU controlled, but then lost it going on the other end.
Cummings, the freshman center, gets the tap, but it goes over to Jordy Heltberg as Aguirre tries to get it down court. So Jordy Heltberg comes right in, and LSU cuts the DePaul lead to 7.
Exactly the opposite of what happened in the first half.
Right, Bradshaw had a breakaway. Here is Cummings firing and getting it down for DePaul. There he Cummings, freshman setter.
8 seconds into the game, and the freshman pumps one in. Whoop.
Guys are hot. They're coming out of firing.
This is what I said earlier at halftime, Don, that to get into a transition game here, but if that does happen, the advantage is to DePaul.
Holtberg has come off the bench. He's now scored 2 consecutive field goals here early in the second half. Here comes LSU, 2-on-1 break. Ethan Martin looks to Holtberg. Ethan Martin takes it himself and palms the ball.
And you know who made that play? Clyde Bradshaw. Perfect defense against a 2-on-1 break.
Martin made a good move, Bill. He tried to widen the lanes. Notice he started going to his left so that Clyde couldn't cover both men. But the turnover on the palm.
Nobody filled that third lane, and that hurt LSU a little bit also.
Clyde Bradshaw and Skip Dillard to the backcourt for LSU. That's James Mitchell with the ball. Down low it goes to Cummings. Mark Aguirre also in for LSU. Holtberg, Ethan Martin, Howard Carter, Dwayne Scales, and Rick Maddox. Cummings fires. Offensive board comes down to Dillard, and then finally Scales picks it off for LSU.
Oh, give a little bit of the Globetrotters there.
Picks it out. Here's Holtberg. Hit 2 shots so far in the second half. Scales likes to gun from the outside. Too much on it.
He really didn't have that in control on the catch.
He was shooting before he got the ball.
Right. LSU doesn't get many points in the center.
No, they don't. And Maddox, that's his 4th foul, and he really had nothing but a snowbird inside that time. It's about he's 0 for 4 at this point, and all of them have been from this kind of range.
He likes a little baby hook here.
Yeah. Had it, came over the top. But they have Cook to bring in at that position, so that's not critical.
18:25 to play in the second half in the ballgame. 39-32 the score. DePaul in the lead. Wire fire. Rebound is tipped out of bounds by Cummings of DePaul, and it comes back inbounds to LSU.
There's that upper body strength again at Carter, being able to pull that rebound.
I like the move and leaving Maddox in there.
Yeah, they might as well go ahead and use that foul, save Cook to come in later. Nice play by Carter. Snuck inside.
He has 6, and LSU, as you see, is back to within 4. 39-34 DePaul in the lead. Back to within 5. Bradshaw takes a look at Mitchum. LSU sticking with his own defense. They've been in it all game long. Here's Aguirre to the baseline, doubling up on Mark Aguirre. No shot for him there, so right back out to Dillard. Over to Bradshaw. Feed to Cummings. Good block. But Cummings, if at first you don't succeed, goes right back, gets it again, and it's 41-34 Blue Demons.
Billy, did you see Mark Aguirre go through his legs at the ball all the time?
The ball is immaterial when he has it.
Howard Carter guns one down now for the Tigers of LSU, and they're back to within 5, 41-36.
Aguirre has not scored yet in the second half, and he's telling Bradshaw, hey, fella, don't forget me over here.
Down low they go. Cummings gets it back out to Clyde Bradshaw. Bradshaw's a junior. Here's sophomore Mark Aguirre. He likes to let her rip from way out. Foul inside.
That's 4 on Scales, and that one is really going to hurt LSU. Lockout foul. They said the 4th on Maddox really didn't hurt too badly because it could come in with Cook, which is what they did, what Dale Brown did. But now, to have a guy like Scales that's so important to him offensively really hurts.
I think they'll save Scales.
Looks like that's what they're going to do.
I think they should. Maddox is more expendable. Scales isn't. There it is. Now they're exchanging.
You know, Ray Meyer was saying earlier that there's been a big change in coaching philosophy, at least in his life, over the 38 years he's been here. He said years ago you could be a dictator. You told everybody what to do. That was how it was done. He said now you've got to be a salesman.
Well, now you've got to kind of stroke. It used to be non-negotiable. You came down here and said jump, and they jumped. But now you've got to explain what you mean, and you got to go more for pizza parties and meeting in the den, going over films.
Oh, great rebound by Bradshaw. Oh, what a call. That was some rebound. He came down and never really touched the floor because he had the ball on somebody's back.
Billy had to touch the floor to get back up.
16:35 to play. 41-36 DePaul. The Blue Demons, winners of 14 straight games this season. 15 dating back to last year when they concluded with a win over Pennsylvania in the Final Four consolation game.
That was a big basket.
Holbrook again, he's got 12.
Know what's happening? I think the rim is starting to tighten up with the ball. It was a rain barrel the first half. Now it's getting to be like a teacup.
Three-point game as DePaul's lead, which was 15 points at one time in the first half, is down to 3.
Mark, do your thing.
Not giving much of a chance. We've got lots of people hitting on it. And it goes down and called for a foul. He's gone. That's it. 15:57 to play, and the starting center for LSU is out.
Dale Brown talking to Dwayne Scales down at the other end. Of course, even in his zone, he's getting himself in some very serious foul problems here.
Well, you know what I would do in this situation? Offensively, I would put Scales at the point guard against the zone.
Well, that would save him on the offensive end, but they've picked up just about all of their fouls, Al, on the blockout situation inside.
Well, I'd even put him as a guard on defense, on both ends. Get him out of his foul lane to pick up the fouls.
That might be why you're sitting here.
Dale Brown's a tough guy. He comes from North Dakota. He won 12 letters in his college, which is still a record up there, 12 athletic letters. Surprising thing about him, he'd never seen his father till he was a senior in high school. His father came over to the high school one day. He says, "I'm your father." And that was the last time he seen him. Kind of a sad type of story.
An equally sad one is the black armbands that DePaul players are wearing. One of the tennis players here at DePaul University was stabbed to death. 41-38. You mentioned that. It is unfortunate there have been calls as to why they're wearing the black armband. And now 15:57 left to play in the game. DePaul with a 4-point lead, 42-38. LSU coming on, and we'll be back in a moment. With Al McGuire and Billy Packard, this is Don Crickey back at Alumni Hall in Chicago, home of top-ranked DePaul. The Blue Demons unbeaten through 14 games, leading 42-38. There's Joey Myers, son of Ray Myers. He's the guy that's recruited all these great players here, a number of them. He's 30 years old, has been an assistant here. It's rumored that he'll take over when Ray Meyer retires. Ray's 66, his father, but Joey said the other day, he said, the way he's hanging out, I might be too old to coach by the time he retires.
I don't think Ray will go by his 80th birthday.
He loves it. He looks better than ever.
Yeah, he's the golden age coach.
The Blue Demon looks on. This building is packed every time out as the Blue Demons have it really going. Do you think they can get better, Al and Billy, this team, as they get close to the playoffs?
Oh, I think they'll mature a little bit more. I think it would help them near the end of the season before they go into the NCAA tournament to lose a game. Because if you stub your toe, then you start listening more to the coach. You lose a little bit of that chestiness, that puffiness.
Now, that were Ray Myers' words the other night when they beat Lamar. He said, we need a loss badly. This team doesn't listen to me now. We just think they're too good. Howard Carter takes it down into the lane for LSU. Tap is no good. Rebound comes down to Mitchell. He gets the ball out to Dillard. The ball coming up court with a 4-point lead. They're up by 9.5 with the Blue Demons and by 15 at one point in the first half. But now LSU is coming back with 15:10 left to play. Mitchum looks inside of the LSU zone. Dillard firing long. Rebound to Scales, playing with 4 fouls. He gets it out to Ethan Martin. Scales letting it flow.
He is a beautiful pure shooter from the outside, and at 6'9", he can shoot right over that zone.
That ball went so high it came down wet.
Got a McAdoo look to his shot. Cummings comes right back and hits one for DePaul, and it's again a 4-point game after LSU came to within 2.
They moved Cummings to the high post the last time down the court and didn't execute very well. That time he got off his jump shot. He's an imposing figure on the foul line.
Guys after it. Now here's a tap in by Greg Cook.
Greg Cook's good. He's a glass eater. He gets so high. It's too bad that he throws up bricks when he shoots.
But he had a tap-in opportunity last time down the floor.
Got that jackhammer
what a shot.
Greg Cook from Roselle, New Jersey, 230-pound center, and now Howard Carter is called for a foul. I called on Cook, I think. Carter had his hand up. That wasn't his number they yelled out. It's 43.
That's going to be important to check that foul out also, because obviously it wasn't on Scales, but Carter wanted it. We'll see it on the inside.
It's on Cook.
Well, Aguirre just created a shot, and Don, we were watching him in the layup drills. Some of the things that he does with the ball, it's worth the price of admission to watch him.
Reminds me a lot of a ball player I had years ago called George B.F. Thompson, Brute Force Thompson.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, he can get up for a guy 6'2".
Yep.
Good strip. Aguirre gets it up once again. He goes up. Aguirre gets it down. We'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The first time today that the press really helped out, and look at Aguirre. He's really happy in there.
It's automatically a three-point play when he gets the ball underneath. He missed his first shot here, Billy.
There was Cook taking the ball out of bounds. Dillard got it stripped by Cook on the floor. He's surprised Aguirre missed that one, but look at him go back and get it. Here you go. Here it is. Scramble around. Dillard so strong inside. So is Aguirre. I'd say that's one of the big things about this DePaul team is the physical strength of their players.
DePaul coming back quickly after their lead was threatened, was down to 2. They now open up a 7-point lead, 49-42. But here's a foul call against DePaul's James Mitchum.
And they keep the press on.
LSU will be in trouble unless they flash a man into the middle to release the pressure off the press.
Well, Ethan Martin running away from the ball a little bit. Left Cook with the responsibility of dribbling.
LSU has long been football country. Tiger Stadium jammed every time the Tigers play, but right now the Assembly Center's putting in over 14,000 people to watch LSU basketball. Pass break. Bradshaw tries to feed off, and Carter moves over quickly, gets the ball.
Oh, is he quick? Is he quick? Ooh.
He's a lot like Frazier out. You're pointing
Yeah, he's quick on quick. No emotion. Out of New Jersey.
We'll see him make the steal in the zone. You'll notice when he plays his zone, he loses it here, but comes right back, almost makes another steal.
Now again he comes back, Billy.
Yep. You know what's amazing about it? I'm surprised that teams have played DePaul don't try to take advantage of him in the zone, because he wanders all over the place looking for those steals and makes a lot of them.
Well, LSU, it's in his third era. The first era was Bob Pettit. The second era was Pistol Pete Maravich. And the third is the era of Dale Brown, the coach.
Nothing there. Here he comes again.
Holtberg, Jordy Holtberg diving for the ball. Took a shot in the mouth from Bradshaw. He was checking to see if those teeth are all in.
Well, the play by Martin, he had nothing he could do with it. Holtberg lost it. There's Bradshaw coming right through the two of them.
I still can remember last year, Gary Garland and Bradshaw. There were some pair of defensive guards.
Right now, we have a break in the action. DePaul with a 7-point lead, 49-42, 3:22 to play. There's an outstanding basketball doubleheader next Saturday on NBC. The Terrapins of Maryland go against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, followed by key regional matchups from around the nation. That's all next Saturday on NBC.
And Don, last year, that Maryland-Notre Dame game, Notre Dame was ranked #1 when they went into College Park, and remember that three-point play at the end of that ball game.
And on Sunday, that big guy Sampson leads Virginia against Ohio State, a team that was #2 through this week, but lost yesterday to Michigan by a point in overtime.
Well, we're seeing the conference races all over the country tighten up. The Big Ten looks like maybe 4 or 5 losses could win that league, and maybe the same thing in the ACC.
Okay, they want you to come and coach the Bulls here, Al.
I have to
Bull with the Bulls.
I have to get $1 more than the superstar.
If you go to as many places you're rumored to be going, you need a jet plane to take you around.
Almost a big steal there by Ethan Martin.
Dillard fired. Do you think you ever will get back into coaching, Al?
No, I don't think so. I would never go to pro, but because I can't see someone getting paid more than me, and I'm their boss. It doesn't make sense.
Tail does wag the dog nowadays. Not the McGuire dog. You don't think you get back into coaching, though?
No, I've had my run. It was a beautiful Camelot, Shangri-La. A lot of fond memories, a lot of good ball players. The only thing I miss is the uncertain game, the SRO crowds, and I miss the ball players. I learned from my ball players. It's a two-way street.
Right now, LSU is looking to cut that lead again. It's up to 7 for DePaul, 49-42, 12:55 to play in the game. Jordy Holtberg, good outside shooter, but there's nothing there as DePaul's own got to. Here's Holtberg again. They're quick to him now. They're not going to give him that shot. Cook puts it up off glass.
time DePaul gets themselves in a position where it looks like there's a catch-up opportunity, Aguirre starts moving a little bit more for that ball.
They got him sitting back there in the baseline now. They'll kick it into him.
Oh, free ball picked up by Cummings. Gets it over. Here's Ethan Martin. Big man coming down the middle is Cook. Martin takes it to the basket, puts it up off glass, and does not get it to go. One thing about Martin, he persists in shooting when he lays the break. He hasn't touched off yet.
Well, there was nothing available there. Really had to put it up over a bigger man. No rebound opportunity. Would have been smart to pull it back out. We'll see the steal right there. Martin created the steal. Then he gets the ball back. You see here, nobody filling the lane. He's really got 3 defensive men down there, and he's all by himself.
He had it. You're right, Bill. He had to pull up. The numbers were even.
Right.
If you have 3 against 2 or 2 against 1, then you go all the way. Take a little bit too long to get on this foul line and take the shot. Let's see what happens. You got 10 seconds to take the shot.
Mitchum's one guy not from Chicago, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 6'9" senior.
Scales moved across the lane before the ball hit the rim. Another 1-and-1 opportunity.
Well, I still believe that he's taking too much time on his foul shot.
He will be competing next in the U.S. Olympics Invitational Track Meet here on NBC following this NCAA college basketball broadcast from Alumni Hall, Chicago, Illinois. DePaul in #1 in the nation, unbeaten, leading LSU 51-44, so it's back up to 7.
Boy, that was a big turnover with Scales moving in the lane because of 1-and-1 opportunity. When he missed the first one, it would have been LSU ball.
Steal by Bradshaw, 2-on-2 break.
Stepped out of bounds.
LSU is not attacking the pressure right. If this game goes down to the wire close, LSU will turn over the ball under the pressure that DePaul's putting on them. They've got to have a person fly into the center or flash into the center to release the pressure.
You know, on our side over here, there can't be more than 1.5 foot of room to try to operate. It makes it tough.
The shot is up and good. Carter hits and we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WTWO, Terre Haute.
Mitchum up to a rip from the outside, and the big guy knocks it down to make it 53-46 DePaul. Al?
If I was DePaul at this time, I would put Mark Aguirre in Scales' area of the zone and get the ball to Mark Aguirre at any cost. Foul Scales out of the game, and that's all she wrote.
Carter heads back to the basket, and the foul call underneath will be on Mitchum of DePaul. Stopping the clock, 11:32 to play in the game.
Carter's really taking over offensively, getting inside the zone. It might be because of Bradshaw moving around so much. There are an awful lot of holes down there.
See what's happening? They're letting LSU hang in here too long. Just take one spurt by LSU and the ball will start tightening up. Take the crowd out of the game.
That's the inbounds line. You see the sideline of the court.
Yeah, if Ray Meyer ties his shoe, he has to put his foot on the court.
Carter hits a pair.
5-point game. LSU cuts to the DePaul lead at 5 points, 11:27 to play in the game.
Right, there goes Mark Aguirre around Scales. That's the move.
Oh, it's going to count.
No, it won't. That won't count.
They're going to count.
No, they're not.
That wouldn't have hit the net.
Oh, they did. Oh,
the ball. Trajectory
on
the way down.
Hey, Dale's up on that one. Oh.
Well, the ball has to have an opportunity to go in, but I think the way he went up there and slapped that in the mind of the official, and I think it was a good call, Al. The ball obviously on the way down.
I'm not saying it was a bad call. I'm just saying it's a tough break.
Well, it was not a smart move at all to go up and try to smack that ball away. That was Carter at 6'4", showing you what kind of leaper he is.
Yep. Now, you see what you have to do. The call's right there. I'm talking about what a tough break. A ball, once it reaches its apex or its zenith, then you can't touch it on its downward flight. You like those two words there?
Is that when it gets to the top of the arc? Is that one of the same things?
It's a trajectory.
Very nicely done. You get an MIT man here. Here's the lead pass goes to Jordy Holmberg. He tries it and doesn't get it to go with the left hand. A volleyball in there. Finally, it's slammed inbounds, and Dwayne Scales ends up in row C, and the ball goes back over to DePaul.
The LSU players don't know how to play with a crowd this close to them.
Well, you know what?
It's the old CYO ball, the PAL, East Athletic League ball.
Because every time they go against that zone press, Cook ends up with the ball, having to do all the handling.
Dillard's been quiet for a while, but he knocks down a big one for DePaul. It's 58-48. The Blue Demons extend their lead to 10.
And go man-to-man.
Yep.
Go man-to-man. First time today anybody's been in something other than a 2-3 zone.
Well, you know why they're going man-to-man.
Hey.
Scale showed him.
He'll turn it up in there. He's got 12 points now for LSU, and the Tigers are back to within 8. 58-15, game clock, 10:25 to play. Lou Pasco to Mitchum. McGuire, he will put it up from there or farther out if need be.
He just looks Scales in the face, calmly threw the ball back out.
McGuire has 14 points. He's well below his almost 26 points. Now he's got 2 more.
See there, Scales really gave the 2 points. He was afraid to give a try to block the shot. It would have been his 5th foul.
They have Mitchum on Scales down at this end. Oh, wow.
Lead pass goes to Bradshaw. Down low. Ball taken away. Here comes Carter leading the break for LSU on the right flank of Scales. Lead pass goes to Dwight Scales. He's come out to the basket before he's fouled.
Yeah, Cummings put his hand in at that time. It was a nice bounce pass.
Good play by Dillard. And it's kind of surprising on the other end of the floor that Bradshaw tried to make a play that wasn't there.
Nice.
You see it there by Dillard, just reaching on in.
So a break in the action with 9:43 left to play, and DePaul holding to a 10-point lead, 60-50, looking to extend its unbeaten streak this season to 15 straight games, the #1 team in America.
And 9 years as a high school coach in North Dakota and California.
You know, Don, with Rudy Macklin out of the game, and you don't want to keep harping on this thing, but the guy's averaging 68% from the floor. He's a 21-point-per-game player, so it really took a lot out of the heart of this lineup.
Surely did. Scales is trying to pick up the slack and has been doing that in the second half. 2 more for Dwayne Scales, who now has 14 for the game. 8-point difference to Paul in the lead.
LSU staying in the 2-3 zone.
Martin, good quick hands.
Mitchum takes a shot. All right. Can you top this?
Big shot.
Everybody on that squad has taken over 100 shots this year, so it shows you they can score from everywhere. Scales right back.
Scales getting right after it.
When I used to coach against Ray Meyer, if the score was 62-59, he'd go to his delay game, spread them out.
Scales with the rebound, looks for the outlet pass. Up court it goes to Martin. He might have kicked the ball. The ball fans say he did, but the play continues. And here's Hultberg firing. Too much on it. And Aguirre takes down a defensive board for DePaul.
Al, you made a good point last week in regard to Purdue when they went into a little slump. They never got the ball to Joe Barry Carroll for a period of about 6 or 8 minutes. Same thing's happening to Mark Aguirre, and I think that's why they're not pulling away today.
Well, it happened yesterday at UCLA with Kiki Vandeweghe.
Right.
The defenses have something to do with it, but it seems to be natural in college that when they get a lead, they forget about their stars.
What's happening out at UCLA?
Oh, I think that they have to first stop the bleeding, that the dynasty years are over, that Larry Brown, given time, he'll come in with an aircraft carrier in the middle. Before they get back to any type of real great form, it will be another 2 years. They'll be adequate. They might make the NCAA, probably come in second or third in the Pac-10. But at the years of seashells and balloons and yellow ribbons and medals are all over.
What about Notre Dame? They were picked at the outset of the season by some people to finish first.
Well, I don't think they have the quickness to win it all. They're a half a step slow, but watching them yesterday, they seem to be on top of their game. And Tracy Jackson is an excellent ball player, Katuka, and a whole bunch of them. I don't want to mention all their names, but they're a methodical type team. They don't have a one star that you say, oh, there he is, and he'll bust the game open. I think Digger Phelps' offense is that everyone scores, whoever has the open shot gets it.
Of course, you two, Billy Packer and Al McGuire, will be joining Dick Enberg in South Bend next Saturday to watch Notre Dame play Maryland. Right now, we have 8:06 to play here in the ball game at DePaul. Shot is up and down. LSU gets it to bring it to within 7 points right now. Willie Sims coming off the bench for his first 2 points of the game. Backcourt player from New York City.
Everybody just swapping baskets right now. Nobody putting the defensive stopper out.
Shot is up, rebound comes down to Cook. LSU now with a chance to come to within 5. Heading by 7, Ethan Martin leads the way down. Fires off side court. Here's Sims back to Martin. It looks like he's ready to put it up if the opening is there. 7:28 to play in the game.
DePaul playing man-to-man.
Foul on Mitchum, trying to keep Scales out of there. That's his fourth, isn't it?
That's right. Fourth on Mitchum.
Mitchum's father is a retired lieutenant colonel in the Army.
Teddy Grubbs comes back in the game. Another freshman player for DePaul. Mitchum comes out with 4 fouls.
Look at Mark Aguirre pulling the team together. He wants to talk some things over right now.
Mind you again that the U.S. Olympic Invitational track and field meet will be coming up following DePaul and LSU. 7:23 to go here, and DePaul unbeaten ranked number 1 is in the lead, 63-56. Blue Demons have it all that.
Surprisingly, this year, Isaiah Thomas was decided between DePaul and Indiana. Can you imagine if Isaiah would have came here?
Yeah, he's really playing super ball at Indiana, particularly this last week. Looking at his stats, they're incredible.
Tore it up yesterday. 28 against Woodland. There's a shot up and down to make it 65-56.
It wasn't Aguirre, but they took the ball right to Scales in his part of the zone.
He's got it. He now has 14.
DePaul goes back to the zone. And I think Mark Aguirre put him in the zone. He was the one that kept putting his finger up. He wanted to back to the zone.
Scales got the shot, and that's his spot. Getting the ball there, it's going up. And this half, it's been going right down. 18 points for Dwayne Scales, 65-58, DePaul in the lead. 25 to play in the game. They think Grubbs can be a great one. The young man in the corner, great offensive player already.
Well, 2 days after Grubbs signed, Cummings signed to come to DePaul.
Grubbs went for 28 against UCLA in that game he did out in Los Angeles.
Well, he filled it up. He had a great game.
There's Aguirre trying to hold off, using that body. Now, he's been down on the side with Carter. Tough turnaround jump shot. He comes up short. Al, how about the delay game? Coming soon?
I thought it should have been here a couple of minutes ago. But again, it's a new world.
Lead pass goes to Dillard. He hits to the charge. Yep, that's going to be it. Had it not been that call, Scales would be sitting down.
Oh, that was a charge. It was a premeditated move. There was nothing there at all, and Dillard just took it down the hole. I think Ray Meyer getting a little nervous with his club. They're just throwing the ball up. Here you see him coming in. No place to go. Scales waiting on him. Good call.
Ray's been a little sedate today. He's starting to bark now, though.
Oh, he's starting to hear the bugles and smell the smoke. He's an old war horse. He has soot on his face when he gets on the gladiator floor here.
He really is. He's seen it all.
And there it is, the 2-3 zone.
Hall of Fame.
Big turnover.
Big one. They're really big now. LSU with a chance to come within 5. Turns the ball over without a shot.
Look at Ray. He is starting to get into the action now.
You know, Ray is a tough guy. He's a tough coach. You know, you can't last this long. You can't stand the test of time. There's tens of thousands of coaches that have passed by. He's still there.
38 years. Head coach.
They say that there's a 20 to 25% change in coaches in high school every year. In college, there's probably close to that, too. Now, here's a guy for 38 years. Every young buck that came along.
It's not like being on the board of a public library. You're not there forever. Not too many 25-year-old gold watches.
No, you can't name 7, 8 guys. And I hope the fella stays as long as he's physically able to do it.
There's no indication of stepping down.
Cummings, an 82% free throw shooter coming into today's game. Pretty good for a freshman center.
Stop that He's a real strong believer in the Bible. He reads the Bible on the team bus as they travel across the country.
67-58 to DePaul in the lead. LSU having trouble getting it over the line of 10 seconds. They did not do it. The ball comes back over to DePaul.
I called that earlier. They're not putting a man in the middle, and the pressure's going to turn the ball over. I'm surprised. I think the reason for it is that the center's out, and there's no one taking the center's position to flash in there. Cook should be doing it. Great Cook.
Well, Scales ran away from the press, too. He was down all the way down the other end of the floor. He could have been an outlet possibility. Holtberg back in the game now. Sims out.
Our producer today for NBC is Roy Hammerman. Our director, John Gonzalez, as DePaul attacks cautiously the LSU zone. DePaul holding to a 67-58 lead. Now wants a timeout. So DePaul, holding to a lead and to an unbeaten season in the #1 ranking, has 5:18 left on the game clock. We'll be back as we head down the stretch of this game in a moment. Ray Meyer, in his 38th year, a Hall of Fame coach, one of the few active ones.
You can bet your bottom dollar that coach is considering the clock. There's 5:18 to go with a 9-point spread. He'd probably like to take about 30 seconds each time he gets the ball. The clock becomes the opponent, not LSU. But you got to be careful. Once you pull up, you lose your momentum. It won't come back.
You know, Al, I thought on your piece yesterday with Ray Meyer, which I want to congratulate you on. I thought it was a super show. And he talked about that UCLA game last year where he had the big margin and said, hey, we got 20 minutes to play, and if you only use 30 seconds, and we got right into the clock right at halftime.
Well, you watch what they do against the zone here. I almost guarantee they'll bring them out of the zone and put them man-to-man. Let's see if they do it.
Two freshmen in there now, Grubbs and Cummings.
In the middle, they go to Cummings, back out to the other freshman, Grubbs, in and out, but the rebound is down to Skip Dillard. He's right back up with it now. Scales rebounds for LSU.
You got to watch those elbows there.
Sharpens his. Looking to pump. There it is.
Bad shot.
And the rebound is taken down by the freshman Cummings.
Still a lot of time for LSU. They didn't need that shot.
4:40 to play. 67-58 to fall.
He must think passing's a bad word.
And they still stay in his zone. Let's see if Bradshaw just pulls it all the way out to half court.
He should pull it out to half court. Make him come man-to-man. Why play?
4:20 to go on the game. Report just coming in that Maryland has defeated North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
That's an incredible win for Lefty Drizel's club. It's the only team in the ACC with just one loss, and that's a big breakthrough for him.
Congratulations, Lefty. You know, Lefty was at Davidson, and there's rumors he might go to Maryland, so a group at Davidson gave him a Thunderbird. So he drove the Thunderbird to Maryland. Never gave back the Thunderbird. So it should be a super game next week at South Bend at the Golden Dome. Notre Dame against Maryland.
Dale Brown wants to call a time here because he wants to talk to the official. Ethan Martin went in, had the shot, just kind of let the ball get away from him, and he wants the foul. Now remember we talked about split crews, Al. Here we see the drive there by Martin. The ball just got away from him. I don't think there was any foul committed there whatsoever. What happened after the play really was insignificant. But you know what's interesting, Al? We talked about the split crews earlier. You see that Dale Brown went to his man from the Southeastern Conference and said, hey, help me out a little bit. My guys are getting killed.
Outside of the split crews, with the three officials, Billy, one of the problems that I have with it, there's creases. Just like there's creases in zones and in football zones, defenses, or zones in basketball. And there's so much of a crease between the three of them that it becomes indecision of blowing the whistle in the other person's area. You're not listening.
I'm listening, but I don't agree with you, and I don't think the officials do either.
Well,
court coverage is what they're looking for.
I'm not supposed to be here to appease the officials.
Don, you take over, will you?
That's good conversation anyway. 3:50 left to play in the game at 67-58 to fall in the lead. Tonight was a great night of entertainment on NBC. First, Mickey Mouse's most exciting escapades are spotlighted on Disney's Wonderful World. And Ronnie Cox and Andrew McMillan star in The Courage of Kavik, the wolf dog, on a Sunday big event. And Joe Don Baker stars in I Shied All Tonight on NBC. Al, is there any one area of the country you recruited great players all over? They talk about New York City and Chicago and Philadelphia, where the best high school basketball is played.
It's all over the United States now. It used to be in the big cities around New York, L.A., Washington, Philadelphia. I was a city recruit because I come from the city and I was comfortable. I could get a kid out of Chi, out of the Big Apple, out of Milwaukee. If you put grass in front of a person's home, I couldn't get him. That double negative. And with my accent, I think if you're from New York, people are afraid if they fall down, you'll pick them up by their wallet.
Play for keeps on the Big Apple, don't they?
That's a foul on Carter on the inside. He said he didn't even touch the man. But Dillard makes the good drive here. And how many times today has this young man come up with a big play? There you see it. And I have to agree with Carter. Insignificant contact, if any.
I'd say your friend Frank McGuire is pretty good. If he got his feet under the same table with a young man and his parents, there's a pretty good chance he was going where Frank McGuire could.
Yep, especially years ago if the guy was Irish Catholic and had freckles.
Good free throw shooting by Dillard.
So DePaul extends his lead now to 69-58, 3.5 minutes to play in the game. LSU has to start firing. They do quickly. Here's Carter with a turnaround shot that wasn't close. Scales puts it up once again. Yeah, boy, he plays up by the lights.
Scales showing some real courage out there with 4 fouls on him. He doesn't have his running mate Macklin in the game. Hadn't had him in the entire ball game.
It's about time now. They went man-to-man. Forced to play.
Scales has 20. He's the top point man in the game right now.
Give the ball to Cummings because Scales has 4 on him.
Dwyer has 16 for DePaul. 18. Oh, he didn't get it. Scales did.
Nice job by Carter that time on Aguirre. He really played good defense. That's a walk. Got away with it. Oh.
Well, I'll tell you what. I knocked him for not passing, which was obvious, but he can certainly hit all nets.
Dangerous pass by Bradshaw. Got away with that.
His game plan isn't complicated. Get the ball and let her rip. And right now, Scales with 22 points has brought LSU back to within 7. And there's still time. 2:37 to go.
Big foul shots right here.
Ray Meyer looked over at Clyde Bradshaw and said, Clyde, we don't need that kind of pass. He got away with it, though. A lob about 2/3 the length of the court.
It's so hard to teach young fellas that when the clock becomes your opponent, you don't play against the team.
Our statistician Dale Gilliam tells us that was Ethan Martin committed a foul.
He bounced off Mark that time.
.233 left to go. It's 71-62.
There's Bradshaw looking for the steal. Almost had it.
Howard told that Bradshaw has 27 points, so he's...
No, Bradshaw can.
Aguirre has 27 points. One scorebook to have him with 18. Aguirre with 27. Now here's a hoop up and down. Carter gets it to go.
But who's bringing the ball up the court?
Yeah,
you think he's not quick?
He's shaking bacon. Going through his legs, doing double jackknives.
But what's so tough when you have to handle guys like Dillard and Aguirre outside is that power that they have. You can't really take anything away from them.
Keep the ball in Cummings' hands.
Aguirre right back up. Now he's tearing it up. Aguirre gets some more. 73-64. 1:42 to go.
See him readjust his arms on the shot that time.
He sure did. Not going to be much question about our MVP today, is there, fellas?
I don't think so. And he's only a sophomore, and he's going to stay here at DePaul. He made that announcement this week. He's not going anywhere.
There was kind of a freshman foul that time on Cummings. You talk about helping out with the clock. No need to go out and play a guy this far from the basket. Let him go ahead and do his thing. Use the clock a little bit.
Ray wants to get back to his ball players now. Get the last minute and 30 seconds straight.
So we're coming down the stretch here at Alumni Hall in Chicago. A minute and 31 seconds left to play in the game. Unbeaten DePaul looking to extend its record to 15-0, leading 73-64. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Janet Guthrie. If you're like me, you want engine protection up front.
And you want fuel economy back here. That's why you need Texaco's Haviland Supreme Motor Oil. In over 1 million miles of state trooper testing, it delivered proven engine protection. In fuel economy tests, it delivered unbeaten mileage. Trooper-tested protection up front. Backed by unbeaten mileage. That's Texaco's Haviland Supreme.
This bud's for Stan Barrett and the entire Rocket team, who broke the speed of sound on wheels.
This bud's for you. King of beers is coming through.
Yeah, here's to you with that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
America's top Olympic hopefuls, led by Evelyn Ashford and Dwight Stones, are scheduled to compete against a world-class field at the U.S. Olympic Invitational Track Meet. Next.
Later today at Eastern Time. Some of America's top Olympic hopefuls will be competing in the U.S. Olympic Invitational track meet. A lot of people around the country yell, we're number one, but here at DePaul, they can do it with authority. They are number one and looking to extend that unbeaten season to 15 straight games. 1:31 to go. And Mark Aguirre, our Gillette MVP award winner, and a $1,000 scholarship going to DePaul University.
John, you talked about number one. I don't think there's going to be any question this week that DePaul is going to stay there, but who's going to be number two? Quite a shakeup in the polls this week.
Really? Yesterday, Old Dominion beat Syracuse. First loss for Syracuse.
I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon State didn't move up to number 6.
Very strong possibility.
They've been 4.
And I'd put then Syracuse and Ohio State the rest of the group.
It's really only so much conversation until they play it off in March. Who do you think will be there then?
Well, I wouldn't want to mention that right now. It's
I think the team out here in the white's got a good chance.
Notre Dame will could go up to number 5 this week.
Scales, beautiful pass.
Yes, indeed, and there's a foul on the play. 1:18 to go, and LSU comes back to within 5.
Committed a mortal sin. Clyde Bradshaw should let the guy have the basket instead of rather put the saddle on him underneath there.
You know, both clubs against the press have ended up with the ball in the hands of their offensive center. That time it was Mitchum handling the ball. It's been cooked so much for LSU. The good ball handlers are running away from it.
It's very important now for fans that if they can turn over the ball now, we got ourselves a white knuckler.
Oh, goodness. 4-point game with 1:18 to go, and LSU goes into a
There's
foul.
Bradshaw going long. Oh, he missed it. That's a foul. Boy, Cummings got away with a foul pushing Ethan Martin. What happened to Bradshaw? He looked back at Martin, took his eye off the rim.
I'm surprised that LSU doesn't call a timeout here.
1:09 to go, and LSU can come to within 2 if they hit a shot here.
There's a lifetime left in the game.
Out to Willie Sims. They'll be looking at Scales.
Well, we were talking about number 1 team. They really have to be careful now.
Out to Scales. He's going to go up with it.
Ooh,
good game with
now's the time.
That's it. What a game now. All right, now Mon's taking it out. The taller man, like I said. All right, here goes. Yeah, Mitchell, I'm sorry.
To Aguirre. Here comes Aguirre, 6-7 on the run. 2 men doubling up on the ball for LSU. 40 seconds left to play, 38 seconds to go. 2-point game to DePaul. Unbeaten and ranked number 1.
He was hit.
He was hit. Foul called. It was a late whistle, but he was hit. And there we talked about him going to the line.
I would, if I had the foul timeouts left, I'd ice him for another minute. The first thing the young guy should do is take a deep breath to relax himself. Uh-oh, now they took the ball away from him.
Well, what happened?
Now his mind is racing. His mind is racing right now. Oh my God, he knows the score, how important it is. It's a problem to him right now. Okay, take a deep breath. I'll bet you I'll tell by his hand if he makes it. That's good. The way he followed through, unbelievable. It's a little bit of a low trajectory, but it was a perfect follow-through.
I look at his mom sitting up there, and she just took a deep sigh herself.
She closed her eyes.
Scales got the defensive board. 33 seconds to go. DePaul leads by 3 points, 74-71. Ethan Martin gets the ball over to Willie Sims. Willie Sims off glass, can't get it to go with the rebound.
Good
down
rebound.
to Cook. Greg Cook gets the offensive board for DePaul. Here's Scales.
It's hanging on that rim.
Bradshaw gets the ball. He's fouled by Curry. 14 seconds to go. DePaul by 3 and with the ball.
They used up about 14 seconds getting off that shot.
Well, Billy, they took about 3 shots in there, and Scales' shot hung on the rim and just came off. It could have almost been a 3-point play.
You know, you've got to give Dale Brown a lot of credit for keeping his ball club in this game. That tough injury right at the start of the game. His club has really hustled and really responded to his coaching. He wants the timeout.
No, but see, it should have been done last time, Billy, rather than this time.
And we talked before the game about which basket you'd want to take. At this gymnasium, it'd be very difficult to shoot a foul down the other end with a band.
Difficult at either end of this gym.
Well, for another week, the Blue Demons, if he makes this shot, will be number 1. But they're flirting with danger.
Clyde Bradshaw can get DePaul a 5-point lead. He does, 76-71.
Got to watch the 5-second play here.
12 seconds to go. Ethan Martin gets it in. Carter hits. 7 seconds to go. It's a 3-point lead for DePaul. Here comes Skip Dillard up the court. The number 1 chance starting up. Through the legs. 1 second to play.
I think Dale Brown wants to know from his ball club why they didn't call the timeout.
They were supposed to. There's so much noise in here, and it's so hard to communicate. Mark McGuire was starting to give us a little Marcus Haynes out there.
And LSU came in here, lost its best player in the first minute of play, and gave top-ranked DePaul all it could handle, 40 minutes worth.
LSU will be around in March.
Hopefully they'll get Rudy Macklin back, just a sprain.
Well, I believe it wouldn't be that serious. They wouldn't have taken him out to the bench for the second half. It's just probably a bad sprain, a severe sprain. It'll take maybe 10 to 12 days.
Coach Meyer up and shouting.
Dale all the way down the court. Who knows what can happen?
Billy, we're back in Munich. This is what the Russians did against us in Munich.
Well, of course, if McGuire makes the free throws, it doesn't make any difference. Remember yesterday when zone press up before the shots were even taken? It's academic.
30 points for Mark McGuire. Lid's been nailed on, and DePaul's going to win number 15. They lead 77-73.
And Ray has 600 and some odd.
612, I think it is now.
Great game.
Dale Brown, Prescott Hughes comes right down to congratulate the winning coaches. LSU Tigers did a big job here today, but came up short as DePaul wins it 78-73, and the top-ranked Blue Demons stay number 1 in the country. For Billy Packer and Al McGuire, this is Don Quickie. Glad you could be with us.